That's not a good look. Okay. Hello.
Neil, is that you?
I think. I can't see me, so I'm guessing it's me.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. What's new?
I'm just finishing up some very big, important news on Clash of Clans. I mean, Gmail sending messages. No. Do people still play Clash of Clans? I don't know. Should be pretty huge.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't hear much about it.
I went out last night to. No, not with my wife. With it's called exercise night. You're supposed to walk to a pub, but nobody walks. They all drive.
Yeah.
So exercise night for the last 3 years has just been people driving. It's just an excuse to go to the pub. Anyways, I was there with a doctor in the area and got all the scoop on what's going on with COVID and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, this guy knows what's going on. And then I said I work in games. I do a lot of stuff in games. He's like, games? Oh, man, I'm a huge gamer. It's like, I've been playing Clash of Clans with my son. And I'm like, oh, shit. Now, everything that guy's told me, I'm like, I have to buffer it against that. That he's like, I've got all this information that I think is solid. And then he's like, but Clash of Clans is the hottest new thing. And I'm like, can't trust this guy at all.
But now you know. At least you know.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. So I learned about COVID. I also had a conversation with somebody from Nike yesterday. Holy shit. I'm guessing it's the same with everywhere, but Nike had a. Did I? Yeah, that's right, because I sent it out in an email. Nike laid off 500 people at this point.
Yeah.
But the number is going to be around 17,000.
All right, so a few more people.
Just a few. Just a couple more. So that's kind of what has been. That was last night that we heard that. We kind of knew some stuff like that was probably going to happen because, I mean, they're like, hey, 500 in the Beaverton area. But when you see movement, well, when you see Eric, somebody at his caliber, like looking for his next horizon,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, geez. There's some stuff going on there. Anyways, I'm sure same stuff is going on all over the place. But anyways, aside from that, the big news today is that it's Kurt Allschlager's birthday, so remember that.
I already said happy birthday on Facebook, so I get 2 points.
You got me beat. I was going to call him like a chump.
Networking 101. Check birthdays on Facebook.
Okay, birthdays, Facebook. Nobody does birthdays on LinkedIn. That just shows how...
Isn't that weird when you see those pop up, though?
I do. And you're like, what a weirdo. And then you jump over to Facebook and immediately say happy birthday. That guy is a freak. Happy birthday. Anyway, geez, oh man. Yeah, what's going on in your world, man?
I've been working on a couple of really boring projects. We're doing some stuff with Alexa and trying to get
Never mind.
Twitch assets over to Alexa.
Stop it. Mute this damn thing. Nice.
I was talking to my legal team, and I was like, "Hey, what are we gonna do with Alexa?" And like, she had it set up in the background, so I kept going. It was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm working with them on some stuff, getting our Twitch branding and our ad campaigns to run on that. So, so that's actually, you would think, oh, that's probably an easy project because you're owned by Amazon and they're Amazon, and so you could get things to happen pretty quick. But no, lots of legal stuff involved.
So no matter where you're working, you're going to run into the same problems.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. It's so funny. Yeah, it's like I'm connected to somebody like this with everything. With you, with Amazon working with Twitch, Twitch working with Amazon, and us working with people within Nike to try to get them set up with, the Kobe and the PUBG event.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have to navigate the corporate structure through this. You know how it is, like through this lattice. Like I can't deliver this project myself. It has to come to me, and I have to approve it. I'm like,
yeah.
Very efficient. I'm sure it's going to improve when you lose 17,000 folks too. It's
yeah, it's only going to get better.
Smooth sailing.
Like the Postal Service. Like I have high hopes that everything's going to be much better now that we've gotten rid of overtime, we've gotten rid of mail sorters, we've gotten rid of drop-off boxes.
You got more room to move.
Yeah.
In the post office, you can move around more without those machines. Good Lord.
Technology just slows you down.
True. I want to go back to the days of punch cards. We're going to have all those extra mail sorters, so we'll be able to sort those punch cards faster than ever before.
Absolutely.
Dear God.
What else have I been doing? I can kind of talk about it now. So I was working behind the scenes on this Amazon Game Studio Smilegate partnership.
So, Smilegate, is that like Amazon Smile or?
They're a Korean mobile publisher. They do the game Crossfire.
Okay.
It's like the biggest mobile first-person shooter game in the world or something.
Not bigger than freaking Clash of Clans. That's a huge...
So they're working on a game for next year that Amazon will publish in North America and in the UK.
Got it.
So,
I don't know any of these games from Smilegate.
Yeah. They're very big in Korea.
Yeah.
Some games in North America, and they haven't worked. So I think this is their third attempt.
All right.
Those are the two kind of really big projects, and then I've been continuing to work with Xbox and EA and Bungie. And really kind of strange on the Xbox side.
Okay.
You didn't think from me. But you know how like you're leading up to a console launch and everyone should be excited and pumped up and
sure.
Like you can be bragging about why people should go out and buy your system versus another system. We're not getting that from Xbox. We're getting a lot of stuff from Sony, and even a lot of stuff from Nintendo. But Xbox has gone quiet the last couple of weeks. And we don't know if it's just because they pulled Halo and now Halo slipped to next year, or maybe they've sold through all their allocation and so they don't need to promote the console as much, or what's going on. They've gotten super quiet, which is making a lot of people nervous.
After I saw okay, so there could be two reasons that I see outside of yours. One of them is that everybody on the inside is confused at the naming convention and are afraid of calling it the wrong thing.
Fair.
Because that would be worse somehow.
Yeah.
The second is that when I saw the press release or that news notification that Halo was delayed into 2021,
yeah,
I interpreted it as the Xbox will be releasing in 2021. So when I got a call from Anthony and he's like, did you see the news? And I'm like, I know. I can't believe the Xbox has been pushed into 2021. He's like, what? Where did you see that? I'm like, that's the news, right? And he goes, no, just Halo. I'm like, oh, I misinterpreted that article.
Now you should start the rumor.
It's, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not. And it could also have to do with production. Like, you're right. They could have sold through their allocation already, and they're not.
Yeah.
I'm going to tune into Mixer and see if I can find any people talking. Nothing. Must be some kind of proxy problem they're having with Mixer at the moment.
Yeah.
So I sent something over to Larry last week. He was going to Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah.
And right before he went to Coeur, I don't even know if he's still there. I sent it to him.
I think his. Yeah.
Sounded like he was gone for the week, but
yeah.
So I said, oh, and I sent pictures. And I may have talked to this. I did. I talked to you about it in regards to DJ. We got okay. Major League Baseball. Did I tell you about the Toronto Blue Jays? They can't go back to Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they want us to put together those activation an esport room in Buffalo, and to build a bigger one in Toronto when they come back, so they have a place to. And we have 2 others that are interested. So I reached out to Intel.
Yeah.
And talked to Kurt, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll talk to this guy about getting some stuff together," and that seems pretty good. But I'm like, it happened right as the time Amazon was rebranding Prime as Prime Gaming.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, if you wanted to consider having a bunch of, major and minor league players in the clubhouse with branding behind them, that might be something your team might be interested in, especially with the rollout of this. I have no idea if all the budget's gone or if there is any budget at all, but it might be something to consider, because you'd be bringing in, there's a chance that you could have a player on a team that grows into somebody significant, right? Like,
yeah.
And you have access to them on Twitch that nobody else does, and it's kind of like sponsored by, hey, and you could do programs and initiatives around that. So I sent that out to him. Like, seriously, for me, it was like 4 sentences. 4 sentences and 2 pictures. So that was like very hard. He's like, hey, I'm heading out of town on vacation in Coeur d'Alene. I'll be out next week. As soon as I'm back, you can fill me in on the whole thing. So, we've got. Oh shoot!
You should fill Twitch in on that too.
Yeah, so I could. I have the whole thing I'm writing up for Larry, but I could send that over. The big push for me is this: what they're looking for is somebody to build the freaking room out. And I'm like, we can do that. We know how to do it. We know exactly what they need.
Yeah.
But it would be very helpful if someone from Twitch was there who was like, no, you need this. You need this amount of pipeline, and this is our perspective so they can grow into something bigger. But I do see that the opportunity here is, if you were to pay, because we're working with CBS right now, and CBS, it's, for full disclosure, that's Sean's wife, works for CBS All Access.
Oh, I know.
Okay, good.
I've heard that before.
Good. She went to Twitch and got numbers for what it was going to cost to activate influencers for Lower Decks, I think. And it's like $100,000 per influencer and $300,000. Yeah, a $300,000 minimum buy. You have to pay $300,000, and you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So she's like, if that's what it costs, if you can put together a program that can show better value than 3 engagements with Twitch, like if you had to do three $300,000 engagements, and you're like, oh, here's a better value than that, then they would be absolutely interested in moving forward with that, because it gives them something that is a little bit longer that they can keep going back to the well, that they can build upon. Whereas with an influencer, you give $300,000 to, it's like, didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. So yeah, I think there's something there. And then the big rollout is, of course, if we can get if we can get a program in and in place in at least one of these, then just have a bigger conversation with DJ, like, roll this thing. How do you roll this out to...
Send me whatever you can, and I'll get it in front of the right people at Twitch.
I'll send over what I sent to Larry with pictures, so you can see how brief I've been.
And what's the timeline? Because I know the the season
2021. It's spring
Okay.
2021.
Cool.
Yeah, so they want to do something in Buffalo. Like, the rollout now is that even if I have to piecemeal something together from Intel, or heck, if they say tomorrow, like, let's move forward, I may even reach out to you and be like, hey, if it's viable, like if it makes sense, right? And be like, hey, can you give this to Carrie and see if she wants to do it? Like, anybody, because we're just trying to put the room together, right? And whoever wants to take part in it can take part in it. And once we show a success on that, then I think we can just build upon that and we're going to have people on the inside who are championing it. Like, hey, our players have this.
Yeah.
Who else wants one? These are the people that put it together. So Toronto Blue Jays are guaranteed 2, and just whenever they want to move forward. That's the other thing. We probably wouldn't be able to go into Toronto until next year. to put anything in until next year.
Yeah. Well, if Intel passes on it or is slow in responding, I can always ping NVIDIA and AMD.
Yeah. I'll throw that over to you. Do you want it personal email?
No, send it to my Twitch, so that way... Well, yeah, send it to my Twitch email.
All right. So freaking covert.
I know. It's like that guy at Nike. It's gotta...
Yeah, right.
Everybody has to come to me.
Big news, though, over the last 2 weeks is I now have 1,000 followers. Me, personally, I have 1,100 followers on Twitter.
Nice job,
That's
dude.
right. How many do you have? I make that joke because I did that 6-7 years ago with LinkedIn. Like, hey, I just want to let you know I got in the mail that I'm in the top 10% of all LinkedIn freaking folks. And you're like, yeah, I got that, and I'm in the top 2%. And I'm like...
on Twitter, I think I've held steady at about 350 for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
With about 150 of those being like sex bots.
Sure. I'd say that's a still pretty good average. 33% sex bots, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been doing more on... It's not even Double Plus. It's me personally. Like, I've been trying to get out there to actively engage with the youth. The biggest problem I have encountered, which I was unaware of, not sex bots. How many of these people are like 12?
Yes.
And I'm throwing things out there, not sexual at all, but I'm throwing shit out there like, this freaking horse shit, this freaking like that kind of thing. And the next post is like, here's this bridge I built in Minecraft. I'm like, oh no! I gotta tone it down with that. Yeah, but it's been, I'm trying to get that amped up. Lord knows what's going on with Twitter. Like, after Trump goes off of that, who knows what's going to happen with Twitter? No idea. But I've got some muscle now. I got 1,100 followers.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
That's right. It's finally huge. What's embarrassing is that
I guess I should start following you.
And what's embarrassing is that your 336 is still more than I had probably when I was running the podcast. Because I started my Twitter account in 2008, and I had 236. So I'm not very popular.
Well, back then Twitter was much smaller than it is now, so...
And even then, nobody wanted to deal with me, so I understand.
It was all Hooligard. Everyone was just
Oh, which I have not, dude. I have not since I stopped
stalking him.
maintaining his website.
He just released a music video.
He's a Renaissance man.
I watched it, and I was very confused. So it's way over my head. It's very deep, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it all like extreme close-ups?
No, it's like the song seems like it's like a sad kind of like emo song.
Okay.
And then the video is like pictures of like a family in India that's digging in dirt.
Whoa.
And I'm sure they tie together if I just watch it like 10 more times, but
Sure.
first take I was like, don't quite get it.
Maybe it's like one of those ARGs, like the alternate reality gaming, where it's a piece of a much bigger puzzle.
Yeah.
You're going to need a couple other things to decipher it. Okay. Did you get to... he probably has some kind of geocaching coordinates if you check out the wavelengths. And you have to find them.
Right.
You're like... Oh, now I get it. I had to...
Just need to get that decoder ring.
That's awesome. I'll have to look that up. I'm going to put that on my list of things to do.
Yeah, you should. And let me know what you think of it, because you've got that creative mind like he does. So I'm sure it makes total sense.
I'm super deep, says the 12-year-olds I talk to on Twitter. They think I am very advanced for my age. They think I'm also 15.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, outside of that, everything good with the girls? Like, are they back or are they not? I remember we talked about it. They were...
School starts on September 1st. So
Okay.
we got like a week and a half left this summer.
Okay.
And it's homeschooling for the first 3 months.
Yeah. Okay, we did talk about that. With then when I talked to the doctor, he said we are in... He goes, smart people that generally practice the safe distancing, wear masks, they're all fine. Generally, he goes, they're going to be fine. Now, keep in mind, he plays Clash of Clans and thinks it's relevant. Just throwing that out there. But he said that when they create a vaccine for it, he said something like the Aldous Oxley vaccine, that's the one coming from UK. He goes, that's several months out, about 6 months out, because even after that comes in, there's going to be about 2 or 3 years of us dealing with this. So my son will have probably a senior year in high school. I was hoping that your girls would be about in middle school so they could have just skipped over middle school, because that's usually the hard time. But yeah, that's... this will be very interesting. Niles is coming back from football practice right now, which, again, is like track practice. They're like, okay, you're going to run up the field one at a time. And I'm like, I guess it's football. Anyways, that's that. Yeah, and, dude, if there's anything else, I know that I just drove by Eric's house yesterday, and he is home.
Nice.
So I'm going to press him for a meetup. I'm going to probably use the doctor thing, like, hey, I went out last night with these guys. But I'll get moved.
Totally safe. Let me come over.
Oh, yeah. Because he's deathly afraid of, and that's the other thing I didn't share on the call. Eric is a germaphobe because he is he's a cancer survivor. So he is very, very worried about being sick at all.
Yeah.
So for him to actually even propose getting together is like, that lends credence to that 1,700 people being laid off. You know what? I am deathly afraid of any human contact. But you know what? Come on, let's hang over. I'll make a charcuterie board or whatever that is.
Oh man. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you. I'll send you an email today. It'll be all pretty. But
Cool.
it's just going to be a copy and paste, and then I can expand on it. I'll send you the expanded details. Be like, haven't heard from you in a couple days. Wanted to throw some expanded things. I'll send it out like that.
Perfect.
Good enough. All right, I'll let Kurt know that you said happy birthday because he probably didn't see yours yet.
Yeah, he's a slow reader, so.
Very much so. All right, man. Well, awesome talking to you. Thank you for coming to this one, even after I missed the last one. I appreciate it.
Hey, anytime. I love talking to you.
Same, man. All right, you take care.
See ya.
Check you in a bit. Bye. Whoop.